So we're going to begin the vlog from San Francisco with a little QRT, what my business teacher in high school called quiet reading time. So the first reading is from Paulo Coelho's Warrior of the Light. He's more commonly known for The Alchemist, which is one of my favorite books of all time. So obviously I had to get everything he has written, and this is what came up. So, from the Warrior of the Light. He does not treat defeat as if it were a matter of indifference to him, saying things like, "Oh, it doesn't matter," or "To be honest, I didn't really want it that much." He accepts defeat as defeat and does not try to make a victory out of it. Painful wounds, the indifference of friends, the loneliness of losing, all leave a bitter taste. But at these times, he says to himself, "I fought for something and did not succeed. I lost the first battle." These words give him renewed strength. He knows that no one wins all the time, and he knows how to distinguish his successes from his failures. We're going to take this, and we are going to supplement it with reading number 2 from Ryan Holiday's The Obstacle is the Way. The one way to guarantee we don't benefit from failure, to ensure it is a bad thing, is to not learn from it. To continue to try the same thing over and over, which is the definition of insanity for a reason. People fail in small ways all the time, but they don't learn. They don't listen. They don't see the problems that failure exposes. It doesn't make them better. Thick-headed and resistant to change, these are the types who are too self-absorbed to realize that the world doesn't have time to plead, argue, and convince them of their errors. Soft-bodied and hard-headed, they have too much armor and ego to fail well. So I feel like as a society, we've come to oddly fetishize failure. And I get it, because in order, whenever you're trying something new, obviously you're going to fail. Whenever you're trying to do something great, obviously you're going to fail. But there is a way that you can fail, which is what me and Gabe Ospina did in San Francisco, in that gap between Seattle and San Francisco. Because after we lost to DR and Spencer Souter, people asked me what happened, and I said it was like Groundhog Day all over again from Seattle. So in Seattle, if you'll recall, I also lost to DR, who was playing with Ian Satterfield. And in San Francisco, our match might as well have been played on replay, just in a different place, and DR with a different partner. So again, just as we did in Seattle, we built up a lead in the first set. In Seattle, we were up 17-14, tightened up, made a bunch of errors, threw it away, and lost 21-19. In San Francisco, in the first set, we were up 18-17, tightened up, threw it away, lost 21-18. In the second set, we were up 19-17 and lost 21-19. The same exact thing happened from Seattle. We made, I think, 4 errors in a row in San Francisco. And that's not to say, I'm not taking away anything from DR and Spencer. DR did his DR thing, and he ran down ridiculous shots that no human being should be able to get. He dug a ton of balls, made these crazy transition plays. Spencer blocked really well, but at the end of the day, we were up 19-17 with all we had to do was score 2 points, 2 side outs, and we win. But the same exact thing happened in Seattle. We just tightened up at the end, gave them away, and we didn't learn from that. We didn't do anything to adjust. So one of the biggest things that I saw in Seattle that we did wrong was that we never earned points where we weren't serving aggressive. All of our points came off of aggressive serves where they got out of system. Whenever they were in system, we never really made a dig in a transition set. It was always if we got an ace, if we got them out of system. And in practice, we didn't really work on that. We just kept serving jump serves, and in practice, all of our points, conspicuously enough, came off of our jump serves. And so in our first match in San Fran, our serves weren't going, and we ended up going deep into the third set, or we were down 12-10. It was tied 10-10, made 2 errors, and I was like, oh God, here we go again. We're tightening up in a close set, and we're going to throw it away again. We managed to come back and get things together, but we really shouldn't have won. The other team gave it away for us that time. And then, so we get to DR and Spencer, and again, when we weren't serving well, we missed a lot of serves, and when we weren't serving well, they were siding out every time. We never really made good defensive plays to earn points. It was all on serves. And in practice, we never practiced kind of tight game-like scenarios. We never really put an incentive in a match on the line, and when it was on the line, we crumbled again. So the 2 biggest mistakes we made in Seattle were the 2 biggest mistakes we made in San Francisco, and in that respect, we failed because we didn't learn from it, which is exactly what Ryan Holiday was pointing out. It's not that we accepted the defeat and we were happy about it. It sucked, but we just didn't learn from it. And so that's going to be the biggest thing that we're going to have to do, or at least that I'm going to have to do, going from San Francisco to Hermosa. And afterwards, Gabe was almost borderline depressed after that, because he did make a fair amount of errors down the stretch, and like a lot of that was due, like a couple of my sets were off the net, too tight, not the height that he needed, which is on me. But afterwards he was like, man, I got to rethink my volleyball goals, and I don't know if this is something I really want to do anymore, which is, we see that from a lot of qualifier guys, because it's hard to invest all this money and this time to take a 21st, and then, you know, that's combined probably $1,200 between Seattle and San Francisco, and you come away with nothing but 221st in the same exact loss. So that's why you see a lot of qualifier guys drop. You know, we didn't learn anything from a loss in Seattle. Gabe grew frustrated, and now he's questioning whether he wants to do this at all. I'm pretty sure he's playing Hermosa with Rick Cervantes, but he said that he doesn't really want to train all that much anymore. It's not a priority for him anymore. For me, I'm going to try to take some lessons from this loss and learn from it, but also, you know, just the way that Gabe reacted, and, you know, I took the loss in San Fran pretty hard too, is that, you know, it reminded me of my favorite show, Friday Night Lights, and Coach Eric Taylor, when he was talking to Smash Williams in the first season, and he had been riding Smash and riding Smash and riding Smash, and Smash ended up, you know, like hating football, and Coach was just like, listen, like, we take this game so seriously sometimes that we forget how fun it is and how much joy we get out of it and why we play it. And, you know, that weekend, me and Try, we just road tripped out to his sister's place, and we just forgot about volleyball. We just enjoyed the mountains with his awesome little nieces and nephew and his sister and his brother-in-law, and we just paddleboarded and swam and hiked in the mountains, and it was like everything you needed. And it was kind of a good refresher and a reminder of just like how many awesome opportunities this game gives us just to live these amazing lives and have these moments like that we wouldn't have had if we didn't play San Francisco. You know, we wouldn't have been able to go to the mountains if we just skipped it and said, screw it, like, we lost in Seattle, let's just retire. You have so much fun playing this sport. It's good to have reminders like that. When we got back, you know, it's time to get back on the horse again. So, you know, I looked at all the things that I did wrong from San Francisco. So I missed too many serves again. I'm going to keep developing my offense. You know, in Huntington, I hit that high line out of bounds when we were down 13-12 in the third set, and now my line has become one of my most used weapons when I'm not swinging. In New York, when I failed there by playing with a partner I never played before, I picked up Gabe, who I got to practice with, and team chemistry wasn't an issue. You know, we only got ace down the seam maybe once in 2 tournaments, which that's whatever, it's fine. Teams get ace down the seam all the time. We've been playing for 10 years. Now I'm playing with Hagen Smith for Hermosa. Really excited about that. He's a badass player, just took a 9th in San Fran. We're going to be able to get a lot of practice in together, so that's not going to be the issue. So it's just, you need to take where you fail and learn from it and improve upon it, or you're going to have these Groundhog Day results like me and Gabe did in Seattle and San Francisco, and you're not going to go anywhere. So it's just a matter of digging in, finding out the shit you did wrong and fixing it, rather than not doing anything about it and thinking it's going to fix itself, because it's not. So if you want some reading material, Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Phenomenal choice. Jeremy Casebeer recommended it to me. I am recommending it to you, and I will see you, gentlemen and ladies, in Hermosa.